Support for Mountain Stage is provided by Digital Relativity, a tradigital marketing agency crafting holistic strategies that engage and educate customers by pairing digital and traditional advertising to grow your business. More info at digitalrelativity.com.
There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey and Glasser and by the West Virginia Tourism Office. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with our host, Larry Gross.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune. But the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning around, a simple song. Well, thank you so much, and welcome once again to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. We're glad to be back, and we got a wonderful show for you today. Mr. Steve Earle is here with his band, The Dukes. How good is that? Also, one of our favorite people and favorite singers, and more authentic you do not get than Malcolm Holcombe from down in North Carolina. We have not one, but two West Virginians on this show. First of all, John R. Miller and his band are here. And then Mary Hott is here, along with the Carpenter Ants. She's got a brand new record. You're going to love her. But to start us off, a woman who has never been with us before. She's born and raised in Chicago. She moved to Nashville, though, when she was 18, and she started going right away. She's done a lot of stuff. You may have heard her in several different ways. She was a side woman with different bands. She played in sessions. She produced things. And she was part of a duo that is called 10-String Symphony with fiddle player Christian Settlemeyer. And they're still together, but she also makes her own records. And that brings us up to what her latest one is. It's called Cycles on Signature Sounds. For this one, she collaborated with one of our good friends, Olivia Halley, down in Australia, and made the record down there. Is that correct? Yeah, and Olivia co-wrote some songs with her and also co-produced the record. It's really a wonderful record. It's looking at, as many of us are now, the hard times we've been through and how we can look at this in a more optimistic way. It's a beautiful record, and she's brought some folks to help her do it exactly the way she wants to. Please welcome, for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Rachel Baiman.
I come to your door with all things I've seen before. Watch you struggle for your glory, breathing life into the fury. Motherhood isn't kind, a constant race against the time. From one body, another born. From one love, another torn. My heart goes out to you. Everything is coming soon. I'm rising as you bloom, but I see myself in everything you do. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, a price to pay. Where you sleep into the evening, I'll be here to guard your dream and to feel your joy when you wake. I feel your pain when you break. see myself in everything you do. These cycles shed our sins. I would die to be born again. We made a brand new skin, handed down to be worn again. These cycles shed our sins. I would die to be born again. We made a brand new skin, handed down to be worn again. These cycles shed our sins. I will die to be born again. We made a brand new skin, handed down to be worn again. Thank you so much. What an honor to be here with you all on Mountain Stage. This is a show I've been following for quite some time, and it's just really exciting to get to be a part of it. So we're playing a bunch of songs off of the new record Cycles this evening, and this next one is one that I wrote for my little sister, and it's called When You Bloom, Colorado. I'm not very good at wearing colors. You're not very good at holding back. When we go out walking together, folks must think you're with the man in black. Now where you going without me? Why are you going so soon? We've got so much ground to cover. I wanna be there when you bloom. I wanna be there when you bloom. If you're gonna run up the mountain and back to the bottom, you don't have to do it alone. I remember every ugly feeling that you ever got. 15 hours to Colorado. I like to let you do the talking for me. You're so much better at that kind of stuff. I just smile and shake hands, nod my head till we both had enough. Now where you going without me? Why are you going so soon? We've got so much ground to cover. I wanna be there when you bloom. I wanna be there when you bloom. If you're gonna run up the mountain and back to the bottom, you don't have to do it alone. I remember every ugly feeling that you ever got. 15 hours to Colorado. You never understood my music. I never understood why you climb walls, but you still come out to see me play. And you know I'll catch you if ever you fall. If you're gonna run up the mountain and back to the You don't have to do it alone. I remember every ugly feeling that you ever got. 15 hours to Colorado. If you're gonna run up the mountains and back to the bottom, you don't have to do it alone. I remember every ugly feeling that you ever got. 15 hours to Colorado. No. Thank you. Well, I'm lucky to have some amazing musicians joining me up here tonight. Over here on the right, very good friend of mine for a long time who has actually played Mountain Stage here with his own band, Tattletale Saints. This is Cywin Stanley, everybody. And back here on the drums and singing for you, this is Miss Lauren Horble. And over here on the left, another Mountain Stage alum, Miss Tess, everybody. Since it was my first time, I thought I better bring along some people who knew what they were doing. So... this one's called Ships in the Night. If I move too fast, I'll miss you. I move too slow and you're already gone. But if I get it just right, I can hear you passing by and hum along. Ships in the night, or ships in the night, never on the same course, baby. Won't you shine your light my way? On those nights when you won't need me, I can feel your heat, though I can barely see. I only wish our sails would tangle, and I can't remember why it was I wanted to be free. Ships in the night, or ships in the night, never on the same course, baby. Won't you shine your light? Like I need to be. My work's the kind of love I can't betray, and I fear we both know the consequence of getting in each other's way. Ships in the night, but ships in the night, never on the same course, baby. Won't you shine your light? Never on the same course, baby. Won't you shine your light my way? Well, we got one more song for you, an amazing lineup of music this evening. We've been playing tag with John Miller on his most recent tour, so really cool to get to share this bill with him as well as some other ones, some other festivals earlier in the month. And thank you so much to Mountain Stage for having me on here. This is a real treat, and it's such an amazing group of people that works very hard to put on an awesome show. So thank you guys so much. This one's called Young Love, and it's kind of written about when a relationship goes from its carefree childhood stage to its angsty teenage phase. I know that you'd scale a cliff, all calm and steady, and I know that you'd build a wheel, giving something too heavy. Well, I'm like a bird in a storm, all unsteady. But if I were to cash in my chips, there'd be plenty. Oh, young love is growing up, it's getting older. Oh, young love ain't gonna do what it's told anymore. Oh, young love is acting up, throwing us all around. Young love is lashing out, but I stand my ground. Well, I know that you plant a tree, giving one seed to bury. And if the power went out, you'd have a light ready. Just a bundle of nerves, all spaghetti. But if I were to cash in my chips, it'd just be petty. Oh, young love is growing up, it's getting older. Oh, young love ain't gonna do what it's told anymore. Young love, it's acting up, it's throwing us all around. Oh, young love, it's lashing out, but I stand my getting older. Young love ain't gonna do what it's told anymore. Young love is acting up, it's throwing us all around. Young love is lashing out, but I stand my ground. I cannot burn with desire, all calm and steady. And sometimes I might try to lift, but something too heavy. But you are my beacon of light, the garden, the levee. So please do not cash in your chips, I know ready. Thank you so much, Siren Stanley, Miss Tess, Lauren Horrible. Thanks, Mountain Stage.
Rachel Baiman. Ms. Rachel Baiman, her latest record is Cycles on Signature Sounds Recordings, and you heard some samples of it right there. It's a very, very beautiful record, as you could tell. Nice harmonies, nice arrangements, and good songs, too. Yeah, she's already been over to Ireland and been to Australia, and Who knows? She said she's going to be on the road a good bit. I'm glad to hear that. It's difficult nowadays. Sometimes, people can get out, and sometimes we can't, and it makes it very hard for performers who are trying to work. They don't know whether things are going to be open or closed, and I know we're all in that shape, so musicians are no different. Rachel Baiman. It's time for a song by our great singer Julie Adams and the Mountain Stage Band, and a guest over on the Hammond B3, Randy Gilkey, from right here in West Virginia. Ron Soule is the leader of the band back there, and Ryan Kennedy and Michael Lipton are our guitar players. Bob Thompson's on the piano. Ahmed Solomon is our drummer. Steve Hill's on the bass. Julie's going to sing a song by one of our favorite songwriters, Kate Campbell, who wrote this along with Walt Aldridge. It's called Miles of Blues. Say hello to Julie Adams.
I've been down a lot of roads. Seems like everywhere I go there's blues, miles and miles of blues. The Delta ain't the only place you might find sorrow on some face. There's blues, miles and miles of blues. Chicago to St. Louis, down to New Orleans. Trouble has no trouble finding everywhere between. Might be in the country, might be in the town, might be 'cause the news just came, the factory's shutting down. Here in West Virginia, in the cold coal mines, we got blues, miles and miles of blues. And from Buffalo to Baltimore, talk about hard times, they got blues, miles and miles of blues. Ain't just Kansas City or Memphis, Tennessee. Take the time to look around, I guarantee you'll see. The blues are in Miami, the blues are in St. Paul. Dirt roads to the LA freeway, the blues have found us all. The good news is there's music to ease your worried mind when you got blues, miles and miles of blues. And there's nothing like a guitar crying in the night when you got blues, miles and miles of blues. Everywhere there's blues, miles of blues. Everywhere there's blues, miles and miles of blues.
Julie Adams and the Mountain Stage Band with Miles of Blues by Kate Campbell and Walt Aldridge. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. We hope that you will take a moment to check out our website, mountainstage.org. Just recently redesigned, and it looks great. You can find links there to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media, of course. And we hope that sometime you will follow us to our next live show. You can find out where we're going to be and get your tickets right there on the website, mountainstage.org. Well, our next guest has been with us, actually, more than once. Last time he was on with his band, and he's got a new album now called Depreciated on Rounder Records, and he's brought his band again. He grew up in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, a beautiful part of the state out there near Shepherdstown and Martinsburg and all of those places. I just was out in Shepherdstown last night, and if you're listening from folks I was with last night, hello to you. It's always good to be out in the panhandle. In middle school, he got into punk music like a lot of middle schoolers do. But what happened? Of course, that naturally led to old-time Appalachian music. And so then he got into a band called the Fox Hunt, which was on Mountain Stage a couple of times. Then, of course, you get influenced by the great songwriters, John Prine, Townes Van Zandt, Steve Earle, who you'll hear later on. And I was a little surprised to see one of his big influences is J.J. Cale, who's also been on the Mountain Stage one time. So but now I think I can hear it. I love his songs. I love the way he sings. Once again, the album is Depreciated on Rounder Records. Welcome back to the Mountain Stage, John R. Miller.
Crack in the altar, pale light through the break, like crooked teeth. And I couldn't falter, knowing what was at stake, nothing of underneath. And the hills move like lungs, the river speaks in tongues, and I am not alone. Naked Shenandoah shaking me down, banks lined with foam. I saw you trembling, all wrapped up in a towel, afraid to go home. And the sky, frozen black, covered my wayward tracks as I left to get stoned. The sap of recollection bleeds through the grain and hardens the soil. Flights of temporal affection poison the veins and loosen the coils. And if I could find a use for things I could not help but do, I might one day atone. Coming down from your mountain, I'm gonna kick in my own door, regain my native sight, shed these worries unfounded. I'll leave them there on the floor in the blue television light. And the wolves are closing in, the blood runs cold and thin, and the moon shines bright as bone. And the hills move like lungs, the river speaks in tongues, and I am not alone. Hey, thanks everybody. Can't tell you how good it feels to be back here at Mountain Stage. I want to thank Mr. Gross and the incredible crew for having us. Grew up too fast in the moonlight, taught herself all that she knew. Nobody knew what she looked like when she took off her dancing shoes. There were men who would have loved to mistreat her. There were a few to whom she gave the chance. She'll never take a ring on her finger. All she ever loved was the dance. It's back and forth, two steps and waltzes, dragging her heart behind through all the song. Anyone knew, ain't she been hiding? They'd never think she was doing wrong. There are a few who claim she's just an angel, wearing a clever disguise. And if you could see past her old broken halo, she might take your hand for the night. Don't ask her too many questions. She'll talk if she wants you to know. And don't bother trying to get her number. In the morning she likes to lay low. But if you're lucky enough just to witness the way she moves over the floor, you might see that she ain't this world. You might see something you can't ignore. It's back and forth, two steps and waltzes, dragging her heart behind through all the song. If anyone knew the pain she'd been hiding, they'd never think she was doing wrong. There are a few who claim she's just an angel, wearing a clever disguise. And if you could see past her old broken halo, she might take your hand for the night. There were men who would have loved to mistreat her. There were a few to whom she gave the chance. She'll never take a ring on her finger. All she ever loved was the dance. Looking over my shoulder, hoping nobody told her that I'm back in town. Every time I think I've gotten bolder, looking over my shoulder, making sure she ain't around. I used to roam these streets till daylight, holding court like a wayward king, looking for the fountain of youth. Now the corners, they all look a little darker, like I swear they're haunted, but I lost my proof. Well, I'm looking over my shoulder, hoping nobody told her that I'm back in town. Every time I think I've gotten bolder, looking over my shoulder, making sure she ain't around. Those empty rooms were filled with sorrow. I remember the hard words we said, and I won't beg for nothing that I can borrow. Wishing I had eyes in the back of my head. Well, I'm looking over my shoulder, hoping nobody told her that I'm back in town. Every time I think I've gotten bolder, looking over my shoulder, making sure she ain't around. Looking over my shoulder, making sure she ain't around. I don't wanna go to work no more. Said I'd leave it, baby, now I know for sure. I don't wanna make you hurt and cry, but this small town living should be a crime. I'm gonna live it in the back of the van, do it 7 day to 80 all across this land. Soul girl never coming home. You can put that on my headstone. No flies, no hymns, tears that all don't know when I'll be gone to watch me fall. I'm going further down and down to kill nobody, just wanna get around. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Fine gliding over wheels in the dead of night, or fine living in the moment, it just ain't right. I'm sticking to my guns this time. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. All I wanna do is play guitar and drink beer, shoot a little pool, get a little weird. Don't wanna let nobody tell me what to do. Yeah, what's the point in living like you tell you to? It's all part of the ebb and flow. 2 shots, 1 beer, now go, go, go. Who needs the money, honey, anyway? It doesn't take too much to play, but it's bye, 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 bye. Say why, figured out that life's a bore. All I gotta do is live until I don't know more. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Fine gliding over wheels in the dead of night, if I'm living in the moment, it just ain't right. I'm sticking to my guns this time. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Fine gliding over wheels in the dead of night, if I'm living in the moment, it just ain't right. I'm sticking to my guns this time. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Yeah, so long, girl, I've been here far too long. Yeah, so long, girl, I'm never coming home. Hey, thanks everybody. I wanted to introduce the band here. On the guitar and the mandolin is Mr. John Looney. On the bass is Mr. Chris Justice. Back here on the drums is John Clay. And over here on the fiddle is Chloe Edmonston. We got one more song for you. Thanks again for having us. Show me something I can't sell. Pack me up, wish me well. Tell that lady to go to hell. The heat don't come back on. Forget what I come down here for. My hands are split, my back is sore. You've been out on the old dance floor crying all night long. I don't have a mind for making plans, and I can't make good on their demand. Might let it all slip through my hands, but I ain't nobody's fool. The sky's blue and so am I, while you're in there getting high. I've been out here getting by, breaking every golden rule. Off the beat, you took the chaff, cast out the wheat. All I got is these two left feet and the mud they're standing in. I need something to hold on to. I swear I thought it was you. I dig most of what you do, but it feels just like a sin. Show me something I can't sell. Pack me up, wish me well. Tell that lady to go to hell. If the heat don't come back on. I can't stick around no more. My hands are split, my back is sore. You've been out on the old dance floor crying all night long. Call at the bar, divine. Spit in your beer, spit in your wine. Slip out the door and down the line before they even know I'm gone. And I've paid my tab in someone else's tears. Lord, I broke the bank this time. If you wanna catch a break, man, you gotta wet your line. Show me something I can't sell. Pack me up, wish me well. Tell that lady to go to hell. The heat don't come back on. Get what I come down here for. My hands are split, my back is sore. You've been out on the old dance floor crying all night long. You've been out on the old dance floor crying all night.
John R. Miller right there and his fine band. Depreciated on Rounder Records is his latest, and you heard several from that CD right there. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you just want to hear something again, you can always visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast will include songs that we don't have time to fit on the radio, and often it includes our complete finale song. So we hope that you will listen to a podcast and take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever it is that you listen to your podcasts. Well, our last guest was from out in the Eastern Panhandle, and our next guest is from not far from there. I guess it's hard to know whether you consider yourself an Eastern Panhandle person. She's a seventh generation West Virginian from Pawpaw, West Virginia. And yeah. Pawpaw is known for many reasons. That's where Ray Benson started Asleep at the Wheel, the band that will be with us later on this year when we do a show at the Kennedy Center. And when she was a little girl, she snuck off to see that band even before she was supposed to get into the club. They let her in to listen because she loved music so much. The other thing it's famous for out there is the nudist colony. That's what you were applauding about. Don't try to fool me. And I'll admit that this band on the stage with her, the Carpenter Ants, is who's accompanying Mary Hott from here in Charleston. They've played that nudist camp out there. Yeah, I know because I was with them. It was quite a night. And let's get back to business. So, this is 100 years ago, the West Virginia mine wars ended. And if you don't know the culture of mining in West Virginia, I can't explain it to you now. But a lot of people made good living in the mines. A few people got very rich off coal mining. And then a lot of people were affected in various other ways that weren't so positive. And that's why there was a miners' war that ended up in the Battle of Blair Mountain, where 10,000 miners fought with thousands of law enforcement people, and it wasn't over until U.S. federal troops were called in. But that was 100 years ago. That's all over now. But Mary Hott has written an album that's based on research that she's done about the coal culture, especially its effect on women and girls. And you're going to hear some things about that. Later on, Steve Earle's going to keep this same theme going. But let's turn it over to Mary now. Her latest record is called Devil in the Hills, Coal Country Reckoning. And she's accompanied, as I said, by the Carpenter Ants and the Mountain Stage Band. Please welcome for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Mary Hott with the Carpenter Ants.
They built a railroad through our mountains. They had found the motherlode. Our ancient hills held a rich man's treasure. Deep dark seas of precious gold. They carried workers from Ellis Island. They brought freed slaves to work the mines. They trafficked girls for comfort and pleasure. Total power over children. Terror knows no wrong from right. They were building empires from a distance. Moneyed men from the north and east. They called us terrorists. They called us socialists. Terror knows no wrong from right. Terror knows no wrong from right. Woo, thank you. It is so great to be here on Mountain Stage. It's really exciting. And it's also exciting to have this great band on stage with me, the Carpenter Ants, but we're also being joined by half of the house band, too. So the reason I wrote these songs is, this was all about pre-1932, pre-unions. And these stories, some of them started coming out of the Whipple Company store when they restored that as a museum. But this next song came out of the northern coal fields, and it was uncovered by Wes Harris and Michael and Michael and his wife, Carrie. Thank you. Michael and Carrie Klein. Well, at least I didn't forget lyrics. I just forgot, and I'm glad you know who they are. So, yeah, they uncovered this story from some women in a rest home. So, here we go. This is Annabelle Lee. No one would listen, 'cause no one could hear. Shame silenced the voices, painted all the tears. There's simply no justice when the ruler is feared, and the kingdom is hidden in the hills. Annabelle Lee had a beauty as pure as the fresh fallen snow. One of many in her family, give or take a dozen or so. Times were hard, but it was harder for those who stood out from the rest. Taken too often, but she knew to keep her story to herself. 'Cause no one would listen, 'cause no one could hear. Shame silenced the voices, painted all the tears. There's simply no justice when the ruler is feared, and the kingdom is hidden in the hills. Annabelle Lee was one of the chosen to take to the mines. At 12 years old, she was sold to the agents who sought out her kind. Trafficked by train to the deep remote coal camp, a comfort girl. The Hollis held a secret, but she knew to keep her story to herself. 'Cause no one would listen, 'cause no one could hear. Shame silenced the voices, painted all the tears. There's simply no justice when the ruler is feared, and the kingdom is a calm company store.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that was one of the women's stories. This next song is really 3 different stories that were repeated over and over again by women who had grown up in the coal camp at Whipple. And one of the things that was covered that shocked everybody was this concept of Esau script. And that's the name of this song, is Take the Esau. If you have to know, if you don't know coal culture, scrip is that closed currency that the early mines used to pay the miners. You could only use it in the company store at that time. So you're basically paying your money back to the company store. So Esau scrip was a special scrip was given to women. It was like a loan, and then they could repay their family's debt with favors. So that's what this is about.
Listen for my bell, save my poor soul from the hands of hell. You'll find me 4 feet down, 4 feet underground. Quit your staring on my feet, I'm wearing cardboard rope and twine. Suits me fine. Ain't got no Esau script, won't pay those dues. You can't tempt me with no pretty shoes. No, I don't want no pretty shoes. I won't pay those Esau dues. Esau and Jacob, brothers, long ago. Bible tells us Esau sold his soul, gave up his birthright, traded for a meal. He kept from starving, but he got a raw deal. His brother lied and betrayed. Took Esau's birthright away. Mother took what Esau had no choice, had no other options, had no voice. Kept us kids from starving, kept our home. She faced the consequences all alone. Oh, the price she had to pay. Forced to give her birthright away. Don't take the Esau, such a price to pay. Don't take my birthright away. Thank you. That was Ron Solo there on harmonica, Michael Lipton on guitar. Wow, this went by fast.
Yeah, we're going to do a song that's on the album. I did not write this one. It's just a favorite old gospel hymn of mine. And because I've got these beautiful voices, you know, Charlie T and Jupy and Julie over here, I just had to do this one for the vocals. So, and it's a great song. So I want to dedicate it to my mom, who's over in Paw Paw. She's still the organist at the Paw Paw Methodist Church, into her 80s, and she can't travel, so I hope she figured out the live stream. You may know this one. Sing along if you do. Life is like a mountain railway with an engineer that's brave. We must make this run successful from the cradle to the grave. Heed the curves, watch the tunnels, never falter, never fail. Keep your hand upon that throttle and your eyes upon the rail. Blessed Savior, there to guide us until we reach that blissful shore, and the angels there to join us in God's grace forevermore. As you roll across the trestle, spanning Jordan's swelling tide, you will reach the Union Depot, into which your train will ride. There you'll meet the superintendent, God the Father, God the Son, with a happy, joyful greeting. Weary pilgrim, welcome home. Blessed Savior, there to guide us until we reach the blissful shore, and the angels there to join us in God's grace forevermore. In God's grace forevermore. In God's grace forevermore. Thank you so much. Thank you, the Carpenter Ants. Thank you, Larry, for having us.
Mary Hott from out in Paw Paw, West Virginia, along with the Carpenter Ants and the Mountain Stage Band. That album is called Devil in the Hills. Coal Country Reckoning on Harmonic Alliance Records. And her website is Mary Hott, that's 2 T's, maryhottmusic.com. If you buy the CD, you'll get a booklet with 24 pages of background stories about where the songs came from and puts them in historical context. Streaming, you can't get that, but she would like you to have it. So if you're streaming and you want to have access to that booklet, you can either go to her website or write her directly, Mary@maryhott, HOTT.com, and she will send you a PDF of the booklet, because the stories that surround those songs and all the rest on the album are really well worth learning about. Our thanks to Mary Hott. I'd like to thank you and say a special hello to you if you're listening right now over WXPN, the great radio station in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and WEPR in Greenville, South Carolina. Thanks so much for being with us wherever you're listening. Hope you'll do the same thing next time. Our guests will be Rodney Crowell, Colin Hay, Amy Speece, Nobody's Girl, and Jordan Tice. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. Thank you so much. Welcome to the second hour of this Mountain Stage. And we've already heard some great music on this show, and we got a whole lot more great music to come. In just a little while, we're going to hear from Mr. Steve Earle and the Dukes. But to start off the hour, we have a man who's been with us a couple of times before. And this man represents the kind of talent we try to put on the Mountain Stage. You can't categorize it, but you know it's great, and you know it's real, and you know it's authentic, and it's not like anything else you've ever heard. That's why we're here. That's what Mountain Stage does. A couple of years ago, he made a record with Greg Brown and Iris DeMint, but he's already made a new one that'll be out very soon. As a matter of fact, he's made 6 albums since 2015. He lives down in North Carolina, and it's hard to track his influences because I think of him more as an influencer. The latest one is called Tricks of the Trade on Need to Know Records. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Malcolm Holcombe.
They sing about cities and they brag about steel and the world's 7 wonders I cannot feel. Telephone lines run out of sight, taken for granted. When I'm passing by, my heart loses time. Where has it gone? Your love has the answers in the mountains of home. They talk about buildings and modern and nice. They throw away memories to keep me suppressed. The longer I live through God's loving grace, and the further I travel to find my own way, my heart loses time. Where has it gone? Your love has the answers in the mountains of home. Pray for our children and they grow up so fast, and they're seeking their fortunes in every sun and rise. We drifted apart, chasing silver and gold. Lord, when will we learn to wander no more? My heart loses time, and where has it gone? Your love has the answer now in the mountains of home. My heart loses time, where has it gone? Your love has the answers in the mountains of home. Your love has the answers, the mountains back home. We're smack dab in the middle of them right here. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Zach. Let me tell you this right quick. It's been a few years. My wife and I went down to Savannah, Georgia. You been down there? Yeah, man. Yeah. Right on. But anyway, it's supposed to be a show about West Virginia. And of course it is, and it's great to be here. God bless y'all, man. But anyways, we went down there and, gave my stepson $1 and took him downtown. And me and my wife took off to Savannah. And her first step in the motel room, I see it right now, man. She took her right foot, she stepped in the motel, she was carrying all these bags, and I was trying to find the remote control. And she took one step in the motel room, man, and stumped her toe, screamed, dropped the bags. I couldn't get the remote control to work, and it rained for 3 days. There you go. Cool in Savannah, like the last time I know. It's cool in Savannah, like the last time I know. I feel lost and hurting, feel thirsty like before. Ain't nobody see me when I look 'em in the eye. Nobody see me when I look 'em straight up in the eye. They just stare behind my back. They don't care about if I die. It's raining in Savannah, my bones are aching all the time. Raining in Savannah, my poor bones, Lord, are aching all the time. That undertaker, he's mean and ugly. is a humming in the pines. Crazy way of dying, sinking low down in my head. Crazy way of dying, sinking low down in my head. And I'm deep below the sunshine, and this here's a cold, lonely bed, and it's crowded in the ground, Lord. Ain't nobody knows my name. Crowded down here underground and nobody knows my name. See, everybody's in a box and everybody looks the same. Yellow fever's awful bad, and I ain't got no money for a bell. The yellow fever, Lord, is bad, and I ain't got no money for a bell. Been buried here alive, and ain't nobody gonna tell. So who's gonna love me when I'm old? And cooked my supper and sweep the floor. And I'm a one of a kind and a jealous soul, spoiled, rotten, ready for more. But you're the only one who's ever loved me true and kind. Cover my ears to the pain of you leaving me behind. Singing old smoky songs and laughing out loud, playing those games we used to play. Always been nobody but me and you, and always been somebody gone. But you're the only one who's ever loved me true and kind. Cover my ears to the pain of you leaving me behind. And who's gonna love me when I'm old? Lord, if you let me live, rock my cradle and hold me close. Jesus loves me, this I know. And I know my mama told me so. Born into this world a little while, one day I'm gonna lay down, leave you with a smile. But you're gonna love me when I'm old. I know my mama told me so. And my mama told me, born into this world a little while, one day I'm gonna lay down and leave you with a smile. You're gonna love me when I'm old. I know my mama told me so. And my mama told me now, I was listening a little, just a little, yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. I'm going to play you one more, I think. Boy, this is great, man. You know, what a great honor it is to be up here in back at Mountain Stage with all these wonderful pickers and singers and writers and a great crew. These guys, man. I tell you what, man, I'm the houseboy around the house, man, and it puts me to shame. And I'm going to leave you with this tune. This is a little ditty here. I remember when I was a kid, I just thought about this. You know, I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago, but I'll tell you about 45, 50 years ago. Exactly. And in this small little old town in Western North Carolina, just a little one-horse town, one red light town, and I remember it was just raining cats and dogs, and we went to this little circus, this little small circus. You know, they had a tent. It was a small tent, but it was a circus. And the only thing I remember was this elephant taking a big dookie on the floor, you know, and that's all I remember. But anyway, this is a tune. It's called Tricks of the Trade, a little ditty here, and I'll leave you with this. And thank y'all. God bless y'all. Dios te bendiga. In the dirty, laughing smiles, ticket taker's long cigar. His breath will knock you down, step right up, only a dime. Popcorn and a beer, sucker crowd will cheer for every sleight of hand, every joke and sneer. The devil's in a top hat, your mustache, coat, and tails. And the elephants and donkeys strutting tricks of the trade. Silly clowns and monkeys take turns to tease and please. Ragged children crying for their mother's arms to leave. Tigers and the lions, they pace and roar and wait for scraps of meat to swallow, the old tricks of the trade. The devil's in a top hat, mustache, coat, and tails. And the elephants and donkeys strutting tricks of the trade. Grand finale's all the same. Every night it always rains. And the big top cheats your eyes, but you're always back again. The devil's in a top hat, mustache, coat, and tails. And the elephants and donkeys strutting tricks of the trade. Dirty, laughing smiles, ticket taker's long cigar. His breath will knock you down, step right up, only a dime. Thanks a lot. Crazy. Well, I tell you what, yeah, let me just go ahead and try to kick around another little something or other. And, let me do this tune. Let me tell you, I'm trying not to talk too much here, but anyway, when I was a kid, I used to go hear my uncle down there in the holler, because he's a Southern Baptist preacher, and you folks have probably seen that on YouTube or something. And I couldn't understand a word he said. But then I got a little older, and there goes that hindsight memory, you know, and there was a few words that I could understand him saying, so I asked a couple brothers still living, I said, what did he say, our uncle? the Baptist preacher, you know, did he say this? They said, yeah, he did. And so I just share that with you because he played guitar and he told me, son, you got to learn how to play lead in D. It makes me mad every time I think about it, so I don't do it. But, anyway. So my uncle says, you know, I'll just share with you what I could understand on the radio when I was a kid, Southern Baptist Fire and Brimstone. He said, send me $1! I didn't have no money. I just about forgot what I was going to play. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is one in C sharp, and this is one, I think it was the beginning of the second term of Georgia Stupid. It was called Down the River. They made the laws to suit themselves, the ones that buy and sell. The rest of us down the river, the rest of us don't need the touch, taking more than just enough to get by. Down the river, down the river, we pray for one another. Say down the river, we hold on to our dreams. Down the river, hard times makes us stronger to get by. Leave this world behind down the river. A bed to lay me down at night, working hands to hold you tight, my darling, and me down the river. Far away the memories, simple days remaining, and our broken hearts down the river. Down the river, we pray for one another. Say down the river, we hold on to our dreams. Down the river, hard times makes us stronger to get back. Leave this world behind down the river. Gifts, the little ones we love, and our faith and blood and God above, they will last forever down the river. Down the river, we pray for one another. Way down the river, we hold on to our dreams. Say down the river, hard times makes us stronger to get by. Leave this world behind down the river. Down the river, hard times makes us stronger to get by. Leave this world behind down the river. Down there. Thanks again. Thanks.
Malcolm Holcombe from North Carolina. Tricks of the Trade on Need to Know Records is his latest. But if you don't have any of his records, you really need to look at his catalog and check it out. There's a lot of wisdom there, a lot of entertainment there, and a whole lot more. Malcolm Holcombe. It's funny, I think I went to that same circus. It's time to turn it over to the man behind the piano over there. You know him well. He didn't waste the time that he had idle during COVID. It wasn't idle for him. He wrote this tune right here. It's called Little Burgundy Blues, and he's called Bob Thompson. Bob Thompson. Find his music, colortones.com. Mr. Bob Thompson and Little Burgundy Blues. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions or suggestions for us, you can always email us. Our address is larry@mountainstage.org. You can also, of course, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and peek behind the scenes on our Instagram account. All of these links are at our website, mountainstage.org. Steve Earle is surely one of the most multi-talented people ever to be on Mountain Stage. He's already known as a classic songwriter and singer-songwriter. He's also a novelist. He's published short stories, and he's been involved in drama. His latest CD is called JT on New West. It's a tribute to his son who passed away last year. He sings all of Justin Townes' songs. But a couple of years ago, he did another project, and he was about to come to Mountain Stage with it, but of course we got shut down and the show was canceled. And because this project is centered in West Virginia, then we're happy that he decided to come back and play some of the things from it. A couple of great playwrights approached him. They wanted to write a play which came to be called Coal Country, about the upper Big Branch mine disaster in West Virginia, and they wanted to interview people involved with it and talk about the personal stories and tragedies about that. And Steve started immediately writing songs, and in the end, he sat on stage during the play and sang his songs kind of like a Greek chorus with a guitar. Very moving experience. It ran in New York. It would have run longer, but theater shut down, so hopefully it will be revived somewhere else. He's going to do some things from there. He's brought his wonderful band with him. We always are thrilled when he comes to visit us. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Steve Earle and the Dukes.
River Jordan is deep and wide.
Heaven ain't going nowhere.
Perilous crossing to the other side.
I reckon heaven ain't going nowhere.
Come on.
Heaven ain't going nowhere. Heaven ain't going nowhere.
My daddy was a miner. My daddy's daddy too. Union Garden Country was all they ever knew. They worked from early morning till the evening whistle blew. They strike the mine and walk the line, 'cause that's just what you do when you're born in West Virginia, a miner through and through. Union Garden Country was all we ever knew. It was Union Garden Country, West Virginia, golden blue. Union Garden Country was all we ever knew. Before they made the union, the company's king. You'd work your fingers to the bone and couldn't show a thing. You shipped your coal to Friday, drew your pay and then you walk down to the company store and give it back again. That's why they made the union.
had nothing left to lose. Union Garden Country was all we ever knew. It was Union Garden Country, West Virginia, golden blue. Union Garden Country was all we ever knew. Power in a union. There is power in a song, but only if everybody sings along. We're going to bring this back around one more time. We want y'all to sing it with us. It goes Union Garden Country, West Virginia, golden blue. Union Garden Country is all we ever knew. And we want y'all to sing it and sing it loud. Because if you don't, somebody might think you're a scab. 1, 2, you know what to do. Union Garden Country, West Virginia, golden blue. Union Garden Country is all we ever knew. It was Union Garden Country, West Virginia, golden blue. Union Garden Country was all we ever knew. Good singing! Thank you so much. So like Larry told you, I came down here. It's actually been me and Jessica Blank and Eric Jensen, who were people that I've been involved with in other theater projects with Jessica and Eric, and they asked me to come down here because they were going to interview the folks that survivors of UBB, some guys that were there, and then mostly the families of people that didn't make it, and they thought that my music would lend itself to the show, and also I talk like this, so they thought I could be of some help when they got down here, because they don't. And the story, it's basically every word that you hear in the show is directly from the mouths of the people that lived it. Except for my songs, I got a little leeway with that. And they tell the stories about growing up where they did, and everybody they knew that ever had anything, it came from coal. And then these were generation after generation of coal families, so they knew that something was wrong at UBB. And then there comes the part of the show where everybody talks about where they were when they heard that word came down from the mountain that something had gone terribly wrong. 2, 3, 4. Well, the devil put a coal in the ground, devil put a coal in the ground, buried it deep, it'll never be found, devil put the coal in the ground, said that'll be a diamond someday, that'll be a diamond someday, you been long gone, dead in a way, but that'll be a diamond someday. Well, the devil put the coal in the ground, devil put the coal in the ground, said a double dog there, it'll follow me down, devil put the coal in the ground. Hey! Good Lord, give me 2 hands. Good Lord, give me 2 hands. Said is you an animal or is you a man? Good Lord, give me 2 hands. Lord, give it then and take it away. Lord, give it then and take it away. Devil did the same damn hole every day. Lord, give it then and take it away. Well, the devil put the coal in the ground. Devil put the coal in the ground. Said a devil out there, you to follow me down. Devil put the coal in the ground.
pray. Wake up in the morning and pray. Keep a wolf from my door and the devil at bay. Wake up in the morning and pray. Well, the black lung kill me someday. Black lung kill me someday. Already underground, I reckon anyway. Black lung kill me someday. Well, the devil put the coal in the ground. Devil put the coal in the ground. Said a double dog there, you to follow me down. Devil put the coal in the ground. Well, the devil put the coal in the ground. Devil put the coal in the ground. Said a double dog there, you to follow me down. Devil put the coal in the ground. Now everybody grieves differently. Some people get quiet and sad, don't want to talk at all. Some people get angry, talk a lot. Now the morning after the explosion at UBB, it was national news for about 30 seconds. If you were up really early, on any one of the 3 networks and all the cable channels, you'd have seen people outside the mine talking to whoever would talk to them. One person you definitely saw that morning was Tommy Davis. Tommy was angry. Tommy was talking because he lost his son, his brother, and his nephew, and he was there. It just come up top. So he was angry. He was talking. He was asking questions because he wanted answers. Look me in the eyes when you're talking to me. Want to see in your soul when you lie. Don't try and tell me that you couldn't foresee what everybody reckons was a matter of time. Damn right, I'm emotional. I ain't nothing but a man. Hell yes, this is personal. Before you leave here, you're gonna understand. It's about fathers. It's about sons. It's about lovers waking up in the middle of the night alone. It's about muscle. It's about bone. It's about a river running quicker than water, and it's about blood. Once upon a time in America, working man knew where it stood. Nowadays, just getting by is a miracle. Probably wouldn't give it up if I could. Try and tell me about the state of the economy, fiscal reality, profit and loss. None of that matters when you're underground anyway. Damn sure can't tell me nothing about cost. It's about fathers. It's about sons. It's about lovers waking up in the middle of the night alone. It's about muscle. It's about bone. It's about a river running quicker than water, and it's about blood. It was an accident, isolated incident, part of the job. Yeah, we'll tell that to the families, kids without daddies, tell it to God. It's not that when you hear howling through the holler, but the ghost of a widow that cries for every man that died for a cold company dollar, chest full of dust and a heart full of lies. It's about fathers, it's about sons, it's about lovers waking up in the middle of the night alone. It's about muscle, it's about bone,
It's about a river running thick and down water, and it's about blood. It's about Pee Wee Acord, Jason Atkins, Christopher Bell, Gregory Brock, Kenny Chapman, Robert E. Clark, Timmy Davis, Corey Davis, Michael Lee Ellswig, Bob Griffith, Stephen Hara, Dean Jones, Rick Lane, William Roosevelt Lynch, Nicholas Darrell McCroskey, Joe Markham, Ronald Lee Maynard, Eddie Mooney, Adam Morgan, Rex Mullins, Joshua Napper, Boone Payne, Dewey Cousins, Jody Price, Stuart Scott, Gary Wayne Coral, Grover Dale Steen, Benny Willingham, Ricky Workman. It's about blood. Like I said, everybody grieves differently. Then there was Patty. Patty Stover lost her fiance, Greg. They were raising their children together. They've been together 4.5 years. Her daughters and his son. And Greg's son called her mom. And when the settlement started coming down, the little boy's mother turned up, his real mom, and she got custody and she got the settlement. Patty, her story is one of the most powerful in the show, just for a lot of reasons. And we decided, and this show, it's not a musical, it's a play with songs. So every word you hear from the actors came directly from the mouths of the people they portray. And then I sat on stage and sang the song. So one exception was I decided that we needed a song to close the show, and I would have one of the actors as one of the characters sing it, and we decided that would be Patty. Her story would be last. And a great actor called Mary Bacon played Patty in the show, and she did a great job singing the song, but we did have to protect her to some degree from ever hearing Eleanor Whitmore sing this song. So.
Well, I lived here all my life. I don't know why I'm still surprised that the sun sets so early in the valley. And if I'm not on my toes, the twilight comes and goes, and I'm all alone with darkness all around me. If I could see your face again, black with coal until your grin cuts like sunshine through the shadow of a mountain. I drop everything and run like I know I should have done every time you come home to me in the evening. Tonight's just like the night before. There ain't nobody walking through that door. If I could touch you one more time, just to hold your hand in mine, I never let it go again, I promise.
Whitmore. Thank you very much. Back in the back on the drums from Nashville, Tennessee, Bad Brad Pemberton. On the bass from New York, the whole state, Jeff Hill. On the pedal steel guitar contraption and other contrivances from Dallas, Texas, Ricky Ray Jackson. And this side of the stage make great records together as the Mastersons. They've been here on Mountain Stage before. Individually, they are from Houston, Texas on guitar and mandolin, Chris Masterson. And last, not even close to least, as you've already heard, and like on fiddle, mandolin, keyboards, and singing her ass off and breaking hearts every single night out here, Eleanor Whitmore. Now you can go, Rick. One, two, three, five. My name's John Lee Peddlemore. Same as my daddy's daddy before. Hardly ever saw granddad out of here. Only come and tell him about twice a year. 500 pennies since the copper line. Everybody knew it made moonshine. Now the revenue man on a granddad a band, headed up a hollow with everything had. For my time, and I've been told, never come back from Copperhead Road. Now daddy run a whiskey and a Babylon dime. Bought an auction at the Mason Lodge. Johnson and a ship ain't on the side. Shot a coat of primer and a hood inside. Well, him and my uncle tore the engine down. I still remember that rumbling sound. And a sheriff came around in the middle of the night. Heard mama crying that something wasn't right. Heading out of Nasa with a weekly load. Smell of whiskey burning on Copperhead Road. Volunteer fun on me on my birthday. Drive a white trash first right here in the way. Done to the duty and be Vietnam. I come home with a brand new plan. I take
Colombia and Mexico. Plan of a holler down Copperhead Road. Now the DA got a chopper in the air. Wake up screaming my back over there. Another thing of tea for Charlie, don't you know? Better stay away from Copperhead Road.
Mighty dudes, thank you so much.
Steve Earle and the Dukes. His latest is called JT on New West, and he's out touring right now. Steve is going as many places as he can, and we're proud and grateful that he decided to make Mountain Stage one of his stops. Mr. Steve Earle. Our thanks to Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
And his band. Our thanks to Malcolm Holcombe. Our thanks to Rachel Baiman. Our thanks to John R. Miller. And our thanks to Mary Hott with the Carpenter Ants for making this a very, very special show. Our thanks to all the folks here at the Culture Center in Charleston, West Virginia, for being with us in person. And of course, thank you so much for listening there on the radio. Without you, there would be no Mountain Stage. You've kept us going for almost 38 years now. We never forget that. We never take that for granted. And we're so grateful that you're with us. Next week, I hope you're with us again. Rodney Crowell will be here, along with Colin Hay, Amy Speece, Nobody's Girl, and Jordan Tice. I'm glad that Steve was involved in that project. He didn't tell you that some of the folks who were interviewed for that play are here this evening. And we're grateful that they came, and we hope they enjoyed the show. We're used to being ignored in West Virginia. We're used to being made fun of. But a friend of mine, playwright Danny Boyd, wrote, "If the meek inherit the earth, someday they're going to have to get to know us." We're going to end up with a song written by one of America's great folk singers and writers who's from over in Viper, Kentucky, near Hazard. Her name is Jean Ritchie. She was on Mountain Stage several times, and she wrote this song many years ago. It's called The Blue Diamond Mines. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Associate producers are Jeff Shirley and Vasilia Skouras. Assistant producer is John Ingram. Production manager is Paul Flaherty. We're engineered by Richie Collins, Jim Raines, and Patrick Stevens, with production assistance from Michael Lipton, Mary Lee, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, and Big J. Photographic services are provided by Brian Blauser. Promotions coordinated by Vasilia Skouras, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are, just as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State. I remember the ways in the bygone days when we was all in our prime. How us and John L. gave the old man hell down in the Blue Diamond
when the whistle blows for the rooster crow 2 hours before daylight. When a man done his best, turn his good rest at $17 a night. In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mine, I work my life away. In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mine, oh, fall on your knees and pray.
Play the fiddle, Eleanor. Play the mandolin, Chris. John R. Miller.
You old black gold, you've taken my soul, and your dust has darkened my home. And now I'm old, and you turn your back. Where else can an old miner go?
Mary Hott.
Well, it's alchemy. Can big leather woods. Now it's older diamond too. The pits are all closed. It's get another job. But what else can an old miner do?
Everybody.
In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mines, I worked my life away. In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mines, oh, fall on your knees and pray.
Play the fiddle, Floyd. All right, John. Julia.
John L. had a dream, but it's broken, it seems. Mining has had its day. Now they're stripping off my mountain top, and they pay me $8 a day.
Well, you might get a little poke welfare meat, a little poke welfare flour, but I tell you right now, you won't qualify till you work for a quarter
In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mine. Oh, fall on your knees and pray. Michael Lipton. Brian Kennedy. One more chorus now. In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mine, I worked my life away. In the mines, in the mines, in the blue diamond mine, oh, fall on your knees and pray.
Support for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser and by the West Virginia Tourism Office. This is NPR.